Yes, this is 90 Plus, India's first animated live tuition, and I'm welcoming you to another fabulous session of our English subject today. Yes, so we are back with another wonderful video at തിരിച്ചു വന്നിരിക്കുകയാണ്. And in this video, we are going to check one of the most important chapters you ever have in your English textbook, which is your supplementary textbook. Okay, so അതിൽ most important ആയിട്ടുള്ള chapter നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോവാണ്. And also I have with me a lot of important questions for your exam point of view ൽ നിന്ന് ഒരുപാട് important ആയിട്ടുള്ള questions ആയിട്ടാണ് ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. And so shall we move on? So without wasting any time, the chapter is the last leaf ആണ്. And this chapter as written by O. Henry holds the most important theme you'll ever see. നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു ചാപ്റ്ററിലൂടെ ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ അറിയാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. We will see the characters Sue, Johnsy as well as Berman, who they hold with each other a fabulous or wonderful bond create ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ട്. And with that basis ഒരു beautiful friendship അവർ വളർത്തിയെടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. And that is the entire crux as we can see from this chapter. And ഈ ഒരു ചാപ്റ്ററിൽ നിന്ന് എക്സാം പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് വ്യൂവിൽ ഒരുപാട് ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ലൈക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ഹോൾഡ്സ് ആ ഹ്യൂജ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ്. ആ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ലൈക്ക് ദ റേഞ്ച് ഓഫ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് കാണാൻ പോകുന്നത്. സോ ഐ തിങ്ക് കമന്റ് ബോക്സിൽ എല്ലാവരും മാക്സിമം ആക്റ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടിരിക്കുക. ആൻഡ് ഐ ഹോപ്പ് ടു സീ മച്ച് മോർ റിസൾട്ട്സ്. Yes, okay, Shweta, hi. Yes, Pranav, okay, hello. So, in the end, without wasting time, yes, we shall move on to the important questions and the answers from this chapter. Okay, so first of all, very important question that I am adding, which is, it has been asked for 2016-17 board examination, and that is none other than, why does Sue rush to meet Mr. Berman? Okay, we've seen Sue and Johnsy. They both their best friends who lives together. Like, even they live together in an apartment, and of course, when Johnsy fell ill, Sue rushed towards Mr. Berman, who lived downstairs. Ivരുടെ ground floor il jeevicha Berman ennu parayunna 60-year-old painter. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ അടുത്തേക്ക് ഇവർ ഓടി ചെല്ലുന്നുണ്ട്. Yes. Okay. So why does Sue rush towards to meet Mr. Berman? ഇതാണ് ഈ ഒരു question. And how do we answer this? ഇതിനെ എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ആൻസർ ചെയ്യാം? നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. Yes. So Sue rushes towards to meet Mr. Berman, who lived on the ground floor, as I said earlier. He was an old man and a painter to whom she told all her worries about Johnsy's health, and she told him about Johnsy's dream and how she is filled with negative emotions. ഒരുപാട് നെഗറ്റീവ് ഇമോഷൻസും ആയിട്ടായിരുന്നു നമ്മളുടെ ജോൺസി. She was lying on this bed watching through the window. പുറത്ത് വിൻഡോയിലൂടെ പുറത്ത് വളർന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ക്രീപ്പി ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പ്ലാന്റിനെ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് അവള് she thinks to herself that she is going to die when the last leaf falls. അതാണ് ഈ ഒരു ചാപ്റ്ററിന്റെ ടൈറ്റിലിന് ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് അല്ലേ? യെസ്, ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. And she thinks that she'll die as soon as the last leaf it falls on the ground. And we've also seen that in the chapter after the storm has been over, when the storm was completed or when the storm was over, we see a brand new healthy green leaf on the wall or the plant. As Namada Johnsy, she believes that it's a new life for her, and yes, of course, she brings back her health from that moment. And also when she comes to know that it was Mr. Berman who painted it, she was feeling very വളരെ happy. Like, we don't know the emotions that she always had with her. Okay, so adana ee oru question answer aayittu varunathu, that Sue had rushed towards Mr. Berman to let him know about her friend's health and also about the dream she had. ഇതാണ് നമ്മുടെ Sue എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു young lady who was നമ്മുടെ ജോൺസിയുടെ ഫ്രണ്ട് ആയിരുന്നു. She rushed towards to meet Mr. Berman to tell about all her worries. Okay, so ഈ ഒരു question clear ആണെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. Why does Sue rush towards to meet Mr. Berman? And yes, ഇത് നമ്മൾ ആൻസർ ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ കണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. So without നമുക്ക് next question ലോട്ട് പോവാം. Without moving on, the next question, as you can see here, what happened to Johnsy? This is a direct question. വളരെ important ആയിട്ടുള്ള question ആണ്. That നമുക്ക് first at the beginning of this chapter itself it is there that during the November or during the autumn days, Johnsy got yeah, she was captivated by pneumonia, right? Alle in pneumonia ennu parayna oru disease during that time it had like gotten over with all the our entire area ilum adu valare spread aayittu contaminated aayirunnu adonde thanne she was also yes caught by pneumonia and she was unable to move from her bed. Okay, she was bedridden for a while and adu karanamana she Alice or she was very worried about that. Yes, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു ഇൻസിഡന്റ് എൻറ്റയർ സ്റ്റോറിയുടെ സമ്മറിയും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇതിന്റെ ക്രക്സും ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തു വരുന്നത്. യെസ് യെസ് സന്ധ്യ, not Sandhya, right? Yeah, parents and I വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. So what happened to Johnsy? ഇതാണ് നമ്മുടെ question. She was falling sick or she fell sick and she caught the disease pneumonia. Okay. Yes, like corona, yes, of course, ആ ഒരു ടൈമിൽ അത് it was like ഒരു വളരെ contagious ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഡിസീസ് ആയിരുന്നു and whoever that got sick with that disease would soon die എന്നുള്ളൊരു സിറ്റുവേഷൻ വരെ എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. Okay, so that's the question, like very clear I think. And now we are going to move on to the next question. What were the things tried by Sue to make Johnsy happy? As a good dedicated friend of Johnsy, what were the things you had done in order to make her friend happy? Okay, ഇതായിരുന്നു നമ്മളുടെ ഈ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആയിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. And how do we answer this question also? The answer is that Sue started discussing about clothes and fashions with her to make Johnsy happy and to divert her mind from illness. Okay, so when her friend she was feeling ill, she നമ്മളുടെ ജോൺസി നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും ജോൺസി she was feeling very depressed and she was feeling very tense and അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ Sue she sat down with her and she tried all the things to make her distract from her negative emotions. And അതിൽ കുറച്ച് എക്സാമ്പിൾ ആണ് she started talking about clothes and the fashion, the near trendy fashions, ഇതിനെ പറ്റി എല്ലാം തന്നെ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തു വരുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. And not only did that, she also tried to paint. Okay, she also tried to paint on നമ്മുടെ ജോൺസിയുടെ drawing board la paint ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി ശ്രമിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. And also yes, okay, yeah, Malavika, right? Yeah, yes, that's what I said. Yeah, okay, so she started painting into Johnson's drawing board and also was whistling while doing that. Okay, so whistling ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് എന്തിനായിരിക്കും? Of course in order to distract Johnsy. Okay, Johnsy distract ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി കൂടെയാണ് whistling ചെയ്തു വരുന്നത്. Okay, this is from your direct textbookil നിന്ന് എടുത്തൊരു portion തന്നെയാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് you won't be having any further doubt, right? Okay, so what were the things tried by Sue to make Johnsy happy? Okay, I think this question and the answers are clear. So now we are going to move on to another important question that is going to be asked from this chapter. So what is it? Who is Berman and what was his masterpiece? This is rather very very important question ആണ്. You can also expect this as a short ഒരു short type question ആയിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എക്സാമിന് ഇത് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യാം. And how do we answer this? അല്ലെ, എങ്ങനെയാണ് ആൻസർ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? സർ കുറച്ചൊന്നത് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു ബോക്സ് could you lower that so that it might be visible, right? Yeah. Okay, so Berman, he lived on നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞൊരു കാര്യം, like we can also answer this. അല്ലെ, who was Berman എന്ന് ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ of course we need to answer to the first question itself. So who was Berman? ആരാണ് Berman? Yeah, Berman, he lived on the ground floor of where Sue and Johnsy had lived. അല്ലെ, ഇവരൊരു 3-story buildingൽ ജീവിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് yeah, it was Berman who lived on the ground floor. He was an old man and had the dream of creating. He had this dream of creating a painting that would become his masterpiece. Okay, so അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ലൈഫ് ലോങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഡ്രീം ആയിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹം കീപ്പ് ചെയ്തത് it was to create a masterpiece painting. ഒരു നല്ലൊരു ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ പെയിന്റിംഗ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം എന്നതാണ് നമ്മളുടെ ഈ ബെർമൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു പെയിന്റർ, ഒരു 60-year-old പെയിന്ററിന്റെ ഒരു ലൈഫ് ലോങ് ഡിസയർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. And അത് yet it did not happen and it turned out that the ivy leaf he painted on the wall in order to refill hope in Johnsy's mind. നമ്മൾ ജോൺസി when she was feeling ill, നമ്മൾ ബെർമൻ ആണ് who went outside and drew a painting of an ivy plant or ivy leaf. അല്ലെ, ഈ ivy creeping plantന്റെ ലീഫ് വരച്ചു വെക്കുന്നത് ബെർമൻ ആണ്. And even if that our stormy night ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, icy wind എല്ലാം തന്നെ നടക്കുന്ന ഒരു സിറ്റുവേഷനിലും he was withstanding everything in order to help ആരെ, നമ്മളെ ജോൺസി അല്ലെ, in order to help her recover from the illness. And നമുക്ക് അതിലൊരു ironical ആയിട്ടുള്ള സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് കാണാൻ പറ്റും that after that night he was also caught with pneumonia and later he died. Yes, and this painting was indeed a masterpiece which looked so real and served the purpose of saving Johnson's life. Okay, not only just atrayum original ആയിട്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത്രയും റിയൽ ആയിട്ട് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത് മാത്രമല്ല, the real reason behind it that it was a masterpiece. Okay, it was called to be a masterpiece because it was able to save someone's life. Okay, which is നമ്മൾ ജോൺസിയുടെ ലൈഫ് അതിനെ bring back ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അതോടും കൂടിയാണ് നമുക്ക് ഇതിനെ ഒരു big ഒരു true masterpiece എന്ന് വിളിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്. And even though Berman lost his life afterwards, his painting remains as a true masterpiece. Okay, so അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ masterpiece എന്താണെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ we can also answer that it is the ivy leaf that he painted on the wall, yes, next or opposite to നമ്മൾ ജോൺസിയുടെ room. അല്ലെ, when she could watch it through outside or watch it ഈ നമ്മുടെ ഈ വിൻഡോയിലൂടെ പുറത്ത് കാണാൻ പറ്റുമായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ she could see that on the wall. Okay, and she yet believed that it was so real. Okay, until then നമ്മുടെ സ്യൂ പറയുന്നത് വരെ she believed that it was really a brand new plant or brand new leaf on the wall. Okay, on that creeper plant. Okay, so what was his masterpiece? Yes, and that masterpiece is so called true because it could bring back someone's life back to the track. Okay, so that is the answer. Who was Berman and what was his masterpiece? നമ്മൾ ഇത് ആൻസർ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. I think it is clear for everyone. So now നമുക്ക് next question ലോട്ട് കടന്നു നോക്കാം. Which is none other than Sue is a true and faithful friend. Comment. Okay, so Sue is a true and faithful friend. വളരെ വളരെ important ആയിട്ടുള്ള question ആണ് that it has been asked for the bottom second paper in 2016 examination. Okay, so Sue and Johnson's friendship, it has been a repeatedly asked question from this chapter. And how do we answer this? Sue is a true and faithful friend. Comment on this statement. അല്ലെ, നമുക്ക് already കാണാൻ പറ്റും when she was feeling all ill and depressed, അല്ലെ, ജോൺസി when she was feeling very sick, it was just Sue who with her, okay, who was with her throughout all the days when she was feeling so lonely and so sick, and it was her who rushed to call the doctor as well as Berman to help her recover Johnson's health. Okay, നമുക്ക് ഇതിനെ എങ്ങനെ ആൻസർ ചെയ്യാം ഒന്ന് കണ്ടു നോക്കാം. Of course, this is your answer. Sue was a true and faithful friend, and when Johnsy fell ill, she was very concerned and she strived hard to bring back her friend's health. Strive in meaning that to try or to try very hard, and she strived to bring back her friend's health. She exhibited the values of sincerity and commitment. Okay, so sincere true friend ine engane namukku expect cheyyam illa engane namukku identify cheyan pattum ennu chodichal, yes, of course nammade Sue is a true embodiment of that, and it was her sincerity and commitment towards a friend by calling the doctor who would visit them every day to review Johnson's condition, and she constantly tried to distract Johnson's hopeless mind by talking and bringing her attention towards clothes and fashion. She whistled to pep up. Pep up means to energize or to cheer up. Okay, so she whistled to pep up Johnsy, and she would sit beside and paint so that she did not feel lonely and she could earn for herself and Johnsy. Alle, Johnsy healthy ആ ഒരു condition വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് they did not have enough money to call the doctor or to bring the medicine, and in order to get them or in order to earn some money, she started to paint on her drawing board. Okay, so ആ ഒരു പെയിന്റിങ്ങിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും she was striving very hard in order to bring back, yes, Johnsy to the track, and she tried and comfort. Okay, her tries and her comforts, it reassured that the ivy creeper leaves had nothing to do with her illness. Okay, so she of course was an optimist, the symbol of undying hope and a selfless friend. Okay, ഈ last statement is rather important, and നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇത് എങ്ങനെയായാലും തിരിച്ചും മറിച്ചും എഴുതാൻ പറ്റും that she is undoubtedly a very good optimist, and yes, the symbol of undying hope and a selfless friend. Okay, so നമുക്ക് നേരത്തെ കാണാൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു what were the attempts that she had done in order to bring back Johnson's health, and of course other than that we can see that she's an optimist and a symbol of undying hope as well as a selfless friend. Okay, so without wasting any time, we are going to move on to the next question. I think this is clear for everyone. Okay, so the next question is that I'm tired of waiting. Why did Johnsy say so to Sue? Okay, Sue നോട് പറയുന്നത് I am very tired of waiting എന്നത് ഇതൊരു ഡയറക്റ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഫ്രം ദ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്ക് ആണ്, and ഇതിന് എന്താണ് പറയുന്നത്? Why was she saying this to Sue? Okay, why was she feeling so depressed and so devastated, and why did she say so to Sue? Okay, so നമുക്ക് ആൻസർ നോക്കാം. Johnsy, she wanted Sue to finish her painting quickly so that she could see the last leaf fall, and she believed that she would die with it But this was taking too long. And she became tired of waiting for the last leaf to fall. Of course, like when she was observing, when she noticed that creeper plant or the creeper on the wall, she had like there was hundreds of leaves on it, and during the autumn days it had reduced to 12 and then to 5, and finally she was waiting. Okay, literally she was waiting for the last leaf to fall, and she also said that when the last leaf fall, I will also sleep. Okay, I will also sleep to this. I will കോൺസ്റ്റന്റ് സ്ലീപ്പിലോട്ട് ഞാൻ മൂവ് ചെയ്യുന്നൊരു കാര്യമാണ് നമ്മുടെ ജോൺസി പറഞ്ഞു വന്നത്. ആൻഡ് യെസ്, സോ ജോൺസി വാണ്ടഡ് ദ ലാസ്റ്റ് leaf to fall. Okay, and of course ഈ ഒരു curtain draw ചെയ്യുന്ന ആ ഒരു സിറ്റുവേഷൻ കൂടെ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റുമായിരുന്നു. that നമ്മുടെ ആ ഒരു വിൻഡോയുടെ curtains ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി എപ്പോഴും സ്യൂ ട്രൈ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, because she never wanted Johnsy to feel negative or to feel depressed seeing that creeper plant. And also ഈ ഒരു painting that took a long time, അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് she said I'm tired of waiting. Okay, so she wanted to see the creeper's last leaf fall, and അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് she said I'm tired of waiting to sue. Okay, so the 2 marks question we expect them, and so don't miss this question if this is asked for examination. Okay, so shall we move to the next question? Yes, what is it? When did Johnsy realize her mistake? When did Johnsy realize the mistake that she was hoping for the death to come to her as soon as possible? എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് she wanted the death or she wanted to go to sleep permanently? ആ ഒരു mistake she was feeling very close to her heart. And when did Johnsy realize her mistake? That is the question. And how do we answer this? Okay, when Johnsy saw the last leaf intact on the wall or on the plant, she admitted that Sue had looked after her so lovingly, and she, in turn, had been a bad, wicked, gloomy, and non-cooperative girl. She had now realized that it was a sin to want to die. Whenever throughout the story, we see Sue rushing towards all the place in order to save Jonesy's health, and meanwhile, Johnsy was simply sitting or simply lying on the bed awaiting the death. So when she saw the last leaf intact on the wall or intact on the plant, she realized that it was all Sue's efforts and she did nothing meanwhile. Yes. Yes, no, Sandhya, yes. Okay, no, Malavika. Okay, so Sue had looked after her so lovingly, and she in turn had been a bad, wicked, and gloomy and non-cooperative girl. So she had now realized that it was a sin to want to die. Waiting the death or waiting for the death to come back or come to her, that's actually a sin. Okay, that's a mistake from her side, and that is the mistake she realized when she saw the last leaf which was painted by Mr. Berman on the wall or on the our plant. അതായത് പ്ലാന്റിൽ കിടക്കുന്ന പോലെ ഒരു ഫ്രഷ് ന്യൂ ലീഫ് ആയിട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ ഇൻ ഗ്രീൻ കളർ ഹെൽത്തി ആയിട്ട് കണ്ടത് കൊണ്ടാണ് ഷീ റിയലൈസ് ദാറ്റ് ഇറ്റ്സ് എ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക്. ഓൾ ത്രൂ ഔട്ട് ദ വൈൽ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ടു ബി സോ നോൺ കോഓപ്പറേറ്റീവ് ആൻഡ് സോ ഗ്ലൂമി. ഓക്കെ, ത്രൂ ഔട്ട് ദ ടൈം. ഓക്കെ, സോ വെൻ ഡിഡ് ജോൺസി റിയലൈസ് ഹെർ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക്? ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ദി ആൻസർ. യെസ്, ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ്സ് ക്ലിയർ. ആൻഡ് നൗ വി ആർ ഗോയിങ് ടു മൂവ് ഓൺ. യെസ്, what is it? What is Berman's masterpiece and what makes you say so? Okay, yes, okay. So ഇത് നമ്മൾ 2014-15 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പറിൽ ചോദിച്ചു കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ്. And what is നമ്മുടെ Mr. Berman's masterpiece and what makes you say so? Okay, it was Sue's comment that he in fact made or he in fact created a masterpiece. Okay, so shall we check out the answer to this? And yes, Berman's masterpiece was the leaf that he painted on the wall opposite to Johnsy's window. Adayinte masterpiece ennu parayunna, of course it is the ivy leaf or it is the leaf that he painted on the wall opposite to Johnsy's window. He had bravely faced icy winds and rains at night while painting the leaf. Irrespective of the condition of the storm had provided, he in fact painted the beautiful leaf on the wall opposite to Johnsy's window, and Sue called it a masterpiece as it was so beautiful and healthy like a real leaf. ഒരു real beautiful leafനെ പോലെ ആയിരുന്നു. It looked alike, and yes, അതുകൊണ്ടും കൂടിയാണ് നമ്മുടെ Sue she called it a masterpiece. Besides, it had saved Johnsy's life by reviving her will to live. അവരുടെ ഒരു inner soul അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു inner will അത് പുറത്തു കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ വേണ്ടി, to bring out the inner will to live or to survive, ആ ഒരു notion പുറത്തു കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ this masterpiece had in fact helped her. And yes, thus Berman's painting was a masterpiece in the sense that precious life and was able to focus an artist, okay, and was able to create an artist. Okay, so why does you say like that is a masterpiece created by Mr. Berman? എന്തുകൊണ്ടൊക്കെയാണ്? It of course looked so beautiful and so real, like a real leaf പോലെയായിരുന്നു. And yes, it helped Johnsy get back on track, and it also helped someone to get back to life. And അതുകൊണ്ട് കൂടിയാണ് നമ്മളുടെ ഈ സ്യൂ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു ലേഡി ഓർ സ്യൂ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു യങ് ഗേൾ, she called Mr. Berman's painting of this ivy leaf as a masterpiece. Okay, so that is Mr. Berman's masterpiece. I think it is clear. And now we are going to the last question, which is none other than the theme of friendship and sacrifice in terms of the story. Okay, this question is very very important. നമുക്ക് എപ്പോഴും എക്സാമിന് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യാം. That is the theme of friendship and sacrifice in terms of the story. Okay, you story the theme like the friendship as well as the sacrifice. Okay, so how do we answer this? കുറച്ച് important points ആണ് കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. When Johnsy got sick, or when Johnsy gets sick, Sue is ready to do anything to help her, irrespective of the condition. നമുക്ക് ഒരു friend, of course, ഒരു friend when she feels or when he feels ill, will be at the doorstep, or will be at the helping hand. നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും കൂടെ ഉണ്ടാവും when they have to go to the doctor, or when they have to get, or when they have to fetch the water. എന്തെങ്കിലും വേണമെങ്കിൽ will be at the helping hand, അല്ലേ? അതേപോലെ തന്നെയാണ് നമ്മൾ Johnsy, when she fell ill, Sue was there with her all the time, and she tries to keep Johnsy's spirits up by singing in her room. And also Johnsy's illness and the idea of a death make Berman angry, and that was the reason behind the drawing or the creating of the new last leaf on the wall opposite to Johnsy's window. He may not have accomplished much in life, but he's a generous man. Also, not only just you, but also we see Berman, okay, not just you, but also we see Berman as the true embodiment of friendship in this story. Okay, yes. And ഇവർ രണ്ടുപേരുടെയും നമുക്ക് ക്യാരക്ടർ സ്കെച്ച് കാണുക when we take the character sketch of both these two people, we see that they are so selfless, and they are so energetic towards Sue or towards Johnsy to help her recover from. Yes, എന്താണ് മാളവിക ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്? Okay, yes, okay, so she tries to keep നമ്മളുടെ ബർമൻ ആണെങ്കിലും of course നമ്മൾ സ്യൂനെ പോലെ തന്നെ without wasting any selfless or without going for a reflective thought or anything, he immediately rushed outside to create a new painting when he saw the last leaf from Johnsy's room, and he decided to sacrifice his own life and his own health and life by going out into the bitter cold and rain to help his friend. Okay, irrespective of the age or the or physical material condition aikote, he was there to help these two young ladies. Okay, so the theme of friendship and sacrifice ningalku Sue matramalla, of course we can see in Berman's character too. Okay, I think it is clear. The theme of friendship and sacrifice is rather important. Okay, so ഇത്രയും ആണ് ഈ ഒരു ചാപ്റ്ററിൽ നിന്ന് ചോദിക്കാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉള്ള ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So make sure after analyzing or after figuring out the themes as well as the summaries, you need to see ഈ ഇത്രയും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനുകൾ മിനിമം നിങ്ങൾ എക്സാമിന് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്ത് പോയിരിക്കണം, and you will be able to score good marks from this chapter. Okay, so I think it is clear for everyone, and that's all. Then we'll wind up the video. Okay, so ഇതുപോലുള്ള ഒരുപാട് വീഡിയോസിനായിട്ട് stay tuned with 90+ and see you in a next video. Bye bye, take care all.